So let's talk about coronavirus. Not the, obviously the bad aspect of it is, obviously a lot of people have died. Just my heart goes out to everyone who's had to deal with this in any way, who's had family affected. But I'm kind of like a not problems, I guess problem solver. I try to see kind of like the good things out of every situation, which is really different for me because I used to be super cynical, like very, very cynical. But now that I'm older, I realize that that's not really productive. So I try to see kind of the light at maybe not the end of the tunnel, but just the light in a situation. So, some of the good things about coronavirus. First of all, it's great for introverts. Okay, I'm an introvert. So when they told us, hey, you gotta, social distancing, stay inside, I was like, hallelujah, I was doing that anyway. So now I have to do it. I'm okay. I do not get bored. Enjoy my own company. I have plenty of things I can work on, and I saw it as like cool. It gives me more time to work on these projects that maybe I haven't had time to work on. I like my alone time, and so if you're an introvert, you're probably like, yeah, that's cool. Extroverts, I'm really sorry, okay, but it's gonna be okay. Introverts, we've pretty much our whole lives, especially if we live in an extroverted country like America, we are kind of forced to be extroverted a lot for work and, other situations and we have to do that our whole lives mostly. So if we can do it, you can deal with this little bit of like introverted aspect for maybe a couple weeks or a month. You're gonna be okay. I mean, and now it's pretty great because you have, social media, Instagram, WhatsApp. So yeah, you can still live chat with people. So it's gonna be okay. I just hope I can use social distancing as a way to kind of keep creeps away from me in the future. Unfortunately, I've had to deal with a lot of creepy dudes, stalkers. Man, I should probably do a whole episode of my stock about the stalkers I've had. If you're interested, let me know in any of the comments, because I have way too many stories about stalkers. Unfortunately, it's not something I'm happy about. Wait, let me take a sip of this Corona. I haven't really had much. Okay, so I hope I can use, yeah, social distancing as a way to keep away creeps, harassers who, just always try to find an excuse to touch you. Women, you probably know what I'm talking about. Just any little excuse to touch you. And even if, they get rid of coronavirus, I'm probably still going to use social distancing. I'll be like, hey, can't touch me. Okay, social distancing. I will practice social distancing forever. So, ladies, that's, just a tip for the future. Also, I hope that this will make people who, there are people who just they're not hygienic, okay? We all know at least one person, or we've seen somebody who's just a nasty person. And I hope that this will make them stop being disgusting because I hate that. I am sorry. Um, yeah, this is unfiltered. I don't cuss though. But why do you not wash your hands? Why can't you just be a clean person, flush the toilet? I don't understand that. So hopefully this will make those people stop being disgusting. But I don't know. I'm so used to being disappointed. So they might be hygienic just for this time and then go back to being disgusting. But hopefully some people will change those habits. Because when they were talking about, oh, you could wash your hands, use hand sanitizer, all this stuff, and I was like, I like, weren't we supposed to be doing that anyway? And also just not touch people. Like, I guess, yeah, it depends on the relationship, if you're dating, your family, whatever. But yeah, just be clean. You should have been doing that anyway. So I'm kind of happy about that development. And please, if you're nasty, stop being nasty, okay? And I touched on this earlier that I think I'm already drunk. No, I'm just kidding. I'm halfway there now. That hopefully this will give people a chance to finish projects that have been put off because, oh, I don't have time because of work. And to those people, you have time. So what's your excuse now? finish that project. Make create something. Just be productive with this time. I don't know, that's just me because I'm just naturally like that. I don't like wasting time. I think, time is precious. We only have a limited time here on earth. I kind of try to live, with this, oh God, I feel weird saying YOLO mentality, but just what if you die tomorrow? That's kind of what I try to, that's kind of how I try to live too. So just get on it. Anything that you were making excuses for about not finishing, if you are not working right now, go ahead and do it. What's your excuse? Please just go ahead. You're gonna feel so much better. I actually like, for me, I started this podcast, which is cool. Not that I wanted to start one inspired by coronavirus or anything like that, but I always did want to start a podcast. And I thought, hey, this would be a good time, especially because we can't really be around each other, so it might be a way to hopefully connect with people and maybe make some new friends. I don't know anyone who listens who wants to be my friend. I don't know. Yeah, and I actually am still working. My job has not told me to not work, so I actually am still working, and I still am starting this podcast. So if I can start something new while still working, and you are not working, you can start your project. So please take advantage of this time. It's because, come on, let's go. Let's make your dreams come true, baby. All right. Another really good aspect is kind of similar too, is pick up a new hobby. Again, something that maybe you've wanted to try that you said, oh, I never have the time. Okay, it has to be, I guess it depends if it's something involving other people, large groups, outside. Maybe you can't do that one, but maybe in something artistic, if you want to learn a new instrument, take a painting, drawing, you can look up a lot of classes now. We have the internet, so new language. I highly recommend Duolingo if you want to learn a new language. It's a free language app. It's amazing. I'm using it for Italian right now, and it's the best language learning tool I've ever used. You actually absorb the information, so I highly recommend that. So there you go. For all of you who say, I want to learn a language but I don't have the time or money, I'm giving you a resource right there. Duolingo is free. There's a paid version, but you don't really need it. It's free, and you have the time right now, so get it and learn a language. But yeah, pick up a new hobby. Also, I feel like this it's gonna make people maybe more grateful for what they have, maybe just more grateful for the friendships they have, and the fact that maybe they have a nice home that they can be comfortable in times like this. Maybe grateful for awesome neighbors they have. So just different aspects of your life. I think hopefully this will make you a little bit more grateful. Like I've been pretty grateful for this because I actually have a gratitude journal that I write in every day. I recommend you do that. Before all of this, I was recommending people to have a gratitude journal. I started it maybe 2-3 months ago. Basically every day in the morning I wake up and I, like, right away before I do anything else, before I forget, I will write down 10 things I'm grateful for, and it can be anything big or small. It can be, like me, my dog, Ryuzaki at Naughty Shiba on Instagram, so follow him. I want him to be the most famous Shiba in the world. So my dog, peanut butter, I love peanut butter, trees, I love trees. So anything big or small, if you're grateful for Netflix, the internet, anything, literally anything you're grateful for, just write down 10 a day. And I feel like it's a really, really good way to start the day on a good note, on a good foot. Does that make sense? I don't know. I've already had half the corona, I think, or almost half. So please, I don't know why people are so hesitant to try little things like this. I feel like sometimes I'm speaking to a wall when I give people these recommendations, because I'm not just doing it just to hear myself talk. I'm doing it because it's helped me, and I hope it will help other people. So if maybe you have been feeling really down lately, I highly recommend start the gratitude journal. It doesn't take a lot of time, just write 10 a day, and I feel like it will help you just start the day better, just knowing that you do have some good things in your life. So yeah, and even during this coronavirus, I'm still doing it. Also, I feel like this will be a really good moment to bond with people and bring people together. If you have roommates, or I live by myself, which I love, um, but if you live with roommates, family, significant other, and you have to spend more time together, hopefully you guys will bond, become closer, together. So I think, that's another really good thing. And I also think it will maybe help people face certain issues that maybe they've been hesitant to talk about with the people they live with. Maybe a significant other, friends, roommates. Maybe there's certain unresolved issues, things you've been avoiding, and you're just like, I'm gonna go to work and forget about it and just avoid it. You don't want to confront the situation. Well, if you're now both or all of you guys are at home, you might have to confront it and deal with it. So even though it's not going to be maybe a pleasant experience, it'll be good, to resolve that. So, and then I saw yesterday on Twitter that people were having Corona parties. Some I think were good. Some were just like, "What are you doing? Don't be stupid." Like the Corona parties where you're actually at home, being socially isolated. I guess they're practicing social distancing. I think that's fine. You're kind of trying to make the best out of the situation. So yeah, dancing at home, awesome. I do that too. I mean, I do that even without this going on. So I think that was fine. But then people that were having Corona parties outdoors at bars and restaurants, and I'm just like, okay, what are you doing? What are you gonna do if you get it? Like, is that party really gonna be worth it? Okay, I'm not saying if you get it, you're automatically gonna die, but do you really want to have to go through that? I don't, because okay, it's confession time. It's unfiltered, right? Mm, wow, did you hear that? I just had a little more Corona. Okay, so I don't have health insurance because my job right now does not offer it, and it's expensive, and a lot of people don't have it for various reasons. So yeah, that's another reason why I'm trying really hard to not get it because they say they cover the testing, but then I hear other places that they might not cover. They still have to charge you a fee, like administrative fee. I don't know. So I don't want to have to deal with that. I really don't. So and then what if I do have it and I need treatment? I don't have insurance. So that's one reason I don't want it. And I think the people who are saying it's a hoax, you're being super irresponsible and, I'm sorry, just dumb. If you want to risk getting it because you don't think it's real, go ahead. But don't put other people at risk. If you want to go out, fine. But what are you gonna do if you get it? Now, are you gonna say automatically it's real? Like, oh, it's real now because I have it. That's so selfish. First of all, you only care because it affects you. So you're just being super responsible. Like if you get other people sick because you don't think it's real, like, oh my gosh, I wish that should be criminal. I'm sorry. It's just like, yes. So just be safe, everyone. I highly recommend. This might sound mean, but again, this is the unfiltered happy hour. If you do know someone who doesn't believe it's real and they're going around not being safe, spreading, just touching everything, touching everyone, don't hang out with them. Just don't. Why are you gonna put yourself at risk? If they're your friend, just be like, okay, I believe in it. Sorry, you don't, but I don't think it's fair, for you to put me at risk. So I would recommend just stay away from those people. Sorry. I think it's just people need to stop being so selfish and do what's best for the common good, not just just stop it. Stop it. Edit. All right. So this is the day after I originally recorded the podcast, but I thought of one more good thing about this coronavirus situation and I wanted to share it. Another good thing about this is I think this is really revealing who the dumb people and selfish people are, because we're kind of in an unprecedented situation, and it's something that calls for some of us, or all of us to, work together for, the greater good. And then you just see how people act in those situations. You finally get to see. So, I'm noticing a lot of people who are, being very giving, and, they're really stepping up and helping people. And I think that's amazing. And there are other people who are just being really dumb, like the ones that are spreading the whole hoax lie, and that they don't care about what the CDC recommends, and they're still going out and partying and just being very, very selfish. So I noticed that. So I'm definitely not going to probably want to date you ever. If it was somebody I was considering dating, I probably not going to hang out with you as much. Because I just don't like being around those types of people, and the people who are, actually being smart about the whole situation. Those are the people I prefer to be around. So thank you, everyone, for revealing who your true selves are. And if you know people who, are not following the recommendations and just not being very smart, don't hang out with them. Like, I don't think it's worth it to put yourself at risk to hang out with them if they're gonna put themselves at risk. Like, if you don't believe in this, fine, go touch the doorknobs, get other people sick, or I would prefer you not. Like, okay, if you want to get sick, go get sick yourself. Don't get other people sick. But don't put me in danger. I'm not gonna want to hang out with you. So yeah, I wish I could do more. I wanted to donate blood, but here in my area, there's no place to donate blood for some reason within a 50-mile radius. Not that I could travel 50 miles. I don't have a car right now, but it's just crazy. I wanted to do that. I would totally volunteer for the vaccine too, to help with that, but I don't know where that's going on. Even if whether it was paid or not, I don't care. Because for me, that's just automatic, trying to help people. That's, if if you're the same Myers-Briggs personality type that I am, you would understand. I'm not going to say what my type is, because I don't want people trying to, because sometimes people, they want to copy you, and then they're like, I'm the same type too. So I only tell people what my type is once they know their type, because then I know they're not copying me. But for us, that's automatic. I don't even have to think about it. When there's a situation going on, people need help, I'm like, okay, how can I help? I don't have to take time to think about it. I've put myself in danger trying to save animals and other people. My little sister, she's a baby in certain situations. So for me, that is just obvious. But I guess for other people, it's not. And ladies, please do not go out with any guy who's not being smart about this and practicing social distancing. I'm sorry. If I notice that you're not, and I notice things, I'm not gonna tell you I notice. Okay, I'm very observant. Just because I don't tell you, doesn't mean I'm not noticing what you're doing and putting it in the file in my mind. Okay. Yes, I'm one of those people. I have files on people. Sorry, I have files on people, and I notice things, and I will not tell you. So yeah, at least now I feel like it really eliminates a lot of potential, I guess, romantic partners, because I see how they act in this situation. And those that I see that are actually being smart about this, practicing social distancing, trying to help, those are way more attractive. I'm like, okay, in the future, if there's ever an opportunity, I would definitely date that guy. If they are being very responsible and not practicing social distancing and thinking it's a fake, I would never date them, because I'm like, wow, I see that, that's how you act in a situation. And for me, compassion and intelligence are two of the most attractive features in somebody. And If you're not practicing social distancing and spreading misinformation, you're not being compassionate and you're not being intelligent. So you're automatically not attractive to me. So that's, I think, another really good thing about this situation is just it reveals a lot about people. And that's information that's good to know because that way we can proceed with that information and decide, do I want to be with a partner who acts like this in an emergency situation like this? For me, definitely not. If you want to be with someone who's irresponsible and just not smart, fine, you know who to be with. But for me, I'm sorry, like, I'm not going to put myself at risk and date somebody who I know is out there possibly contracting it. I think that behavior is just really disgusting because you just obviously are just very selfish and only care about yourself, even when it's a pandemic that affects people all over the world. Like, you're still very selfish, and that's just very horrible, ugly quality. And if you are one of those people that are being irresponsible or you think it's a hoax and then you get it, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna feel bad for you. Why am I gonna feel bad for you? You didn't, you were responsible. You had the information and you still chose to go out and risk getting it because you wanted to go party. It's different when maybe you get it because you're trying to help people. You try to be as careful as possible, but somehow you still get it because probably somebody around you was irresponsible and somehow it got to you. I'm gonna feel bad for those people because they're the ones that they were actually trying to help and they tried to do their best to keep themselves safe and they still got sick. I will feel bad for them. But the ones who don't care and then you still get sick, no, I'm not going to feel bad for you. That's your fault. That is your fault. And no, you going out partying and still touching people and believing it's a hoax, that doesn't make you cool or rebellious or special. Special maybe in a bad way. It just means that you're selfish and irresponsible and not very intelligent. That's what that means. So, no, don't think you're cool or rebellious. No. And I live in Miami and I saw a lot of people out there on the weekend. Definitely not social distancing. I did go with my friend because we were supposed to go to do a beach cleanup, but then they canceled it. So we were hanging out there, but were we getting close to people? No, we weren't. I was trying to stay far away from people. And also, I'm an introvert, so I naturally just don't really like to be that close to people, especially strangers who might just like touch you. But this is a quote from a Florida teen from ABC Action News Tampa, where, because in other places in Florida, people were still congregating and partying like it's no one's business. So she said, this Florida teen, we're definitely still worried about it, but it's not something that we're like letting consume our spring break, I guess. Cool, a virus that could kill people. Awesome. People just, I don't know if they just don't understand or they choose not to understand, but just because you're young and you have a good immune system doesn't mean you should go out and there and seriously like try to get the virus. Like, I'm pretty healthy and, I'm in my 30s, but I don't want it because, first of all, the tests do cost money. I do not believe that the tests are free. And they will only test you if, you are showing symptoms. And sometimes you don't show symptoms. So I don't have to deal with that, okay? And then, if it does get bad, I don't have the money for treatment. So I don't have insurance. So I don't even want to have to deal with it. So that's why I don't even want to get it in the first place. It's just so dumb. All right, so that's all I wanted to add, and back to the originally recorded show. Yeah, I think, there are some good things about the situation, and no, don't think I'm not taking this seriously. I am. I'm not one of those people who thinks this is a hoax. I am trying, very hard to be safe and, practice social distancing and make sure that hopefully I don't get it. And luckily my family has been, they haven't gotten it either, and as far as I know, none of my friends have it, so thank goodness. But like I said, I feel like in any situation, I try to, especially something like this, I try to stay calm, not freak out too much, because I feel when you freak out too much, it doesn't help. So I try to look for either solutions or just kind of some kind of positive thing about it, while not, just to help us get through it. Okay, not, yeah, just to, I guess, help us get through the situation. I hope you understand what I'm saying.